A week ago today, I got to spend the day at the Brady Press Briefing Room at the White House. And it still is like completely mind boggling to me that this actually happened. About a month ago, I saw a video on TikTok of a young female reporter, and she is a White House correspondent. And I sent her a private message and just said, "This is a little bit about my channel. Do you know of any contacts that I might be able to reach out to that might help me make a connection and see if there's anything that I can do fun, different, unique in DC while I'm there?" She sent me an email address. So I emailed this person in the White House, and that was about 11:30 at night. By 8:30 the next morning, I was approved for a press pass. It still blows my mind how quickly everything happened. And when all of this was coming down the pipeline, and I was like, there's a chance that this is about to actually happen. And then it happened, y'all. I just sat there and I cried because God is so good. Like, I have no idea what the future holds. I just know that I love doing what I'm doing right here and reporting news and talking politics. And it just, I cannot believe that I shot my shot and it landed. It's such a testament to, if you don't ask the question, the answer is always going to be no. So we had been planning this trip to DC since January, and I've got all my days mapped out, and then this opportunity comes down the pipeline, and I have to tell my husband, like, what do I do? Do I separate from y'all for the day? And he said, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You cannot turn this down. So he took the kids to the Smithsonian Zoo while I went to the White House. So I had a backpack with all my chargers, my tripod, microphone, business cards, all the things. And I got ready, took an Uber and headed out for the White House for the day. It was absolutely amazing. I got there and approached the first Secret Service agent. They took my passport. They called in to somebody in the White House who confirmed that I was on the list to visit for the day. Went to the second checkpoint, which was down a special entranceway, and waited in a cage, kind of. I'm like, it's a cage right there between me and the White House. I was just like looking at the White House thinking, I'm about to be in the grounds of the White House reporting the president's schedule for the day. What world am I living in? So with the security, they checked my bags, everything, ID, all the things, and I was escorted onto the grounds where I was able to share this video. Good morning. Today is Friday, July 3rd, and your President Donald Trump is waking up at the White House, which just so happens to be right there. I got a press pass for me to hang out at the Brady Press Briefing Room today. I have no idea what today's schedule looks like as far as what I'm going to be doing. President Trump is going to be doing so much that I will drop in his photo of the schedule at the end of the visit. He will be visiting South Dakota later today, leaving the White House around 5:30 today. Other than that, I have no idea, but let me give you a little panoramic view. This is the Pebble Beach area where all the reporters set up. Right here is part of the White House. And then back behind me is the West Wing. I'm shocked. Like, who would have thought? Little old Amy Lou is hanging out at the White House today. I'm currently hanging out on the lawn with all of the press back here. We were watching them practice the flyovers for today. Y'all, today's gonna be crazy. I have no idea what's gonna happen, but stay tuned because I'm gonna take you along for all the excitement. I spent the whole day talking with reporters and sitting in the Brady Press Briefing Room. It ended up there was no press briefing while I was there, but the room has got 7 rows with 7 chairs for 49 reporters. There's 5 seats on the side, lots of standing room. It can hold 120 people, but it would be jam-packed if it was there. People are just using it like an office. They're there in case any news breaks while they're there. They're doing reports. In the back area, there's a hallway that goes to some desks that are set up back there. There's some offices for the major channels like NBC, ABC, that kind of thing. There's a break room with a very small kitchen, some vending machines, a bathroom. And like, I didn't take any videos or pictures back there because that would be weird for me to do that at my job, or like somebody come and take a picture of the break room. But when I was talking with Ellie, the lovely staffer who brought me into the White House, this is a dream come true. And I'm like pointing out this blue door right here. I said, that's where Carolyn Levitt comes out. And she was like, yeah, I know. She said, our offices are back there. Hang tight just a few minutes. I'll make sure that everything is squared up, and then I'll take you back there. So I got to go behind this door. I was just like, what? This is insane. It's an office area. There's a full-size mirror right there for them to check themselves before they come out into the press area. And then She showed me another little hallway. There's no pictures or videos allowed back here. She showed me a little hallway. I was able to peek my head around, and y'all, I'm looking at the rose garden, the actual rose garden, and then the long hallway that's the outdoor exterior corridor where there are the pictures of the president. I got to see that with my own eyes. There's the Joe Biden auto pin picture. It's actually there. There's President Trump. Y'all, dreams can come true. I've spent the entire day hanging out with these reporters and talking with them, and they were so kind and so welcoming and friendly. And this is just their normal job. But one of them was so gracious, and she said, if I ever lose the passion of walking in here for the first time, I know that it's time for me to move on. And I thought that's such an awesome way to look at this, because there are people that would give anything to walk into this room, and this is your everyday life. And she is so aware of that. I also got the one and only Peter Ducey, much taller than I thought in person. Super nice. Happened to see him walking by. I was on a live. Right behind me, we were watching the flyovers from where they were practicing for the 4th of July flyovers the entire day. The White House was buzzing with videos. I'm going to try to compile some stuff. It was what dreams are made of. Me in my little dress, neutral shoes, no peep toes, no toes showing in the White House, no shoulders showing. That's me in front of the lectern where Carolyn Levitt stands every single time she goes in front of the country and talks about what's going on in our administration. The day was a dream come true. I'm going to keep compiling some videos and some footage that I took behind the scenes. If y'all have any questions, just drop them in. But yeah, if you don't ask the question, the answer is always going to be no.